Hello YouTube, it's me again, and this message is directed to my single brothers who are trying to improve their chances of capturing a beautiful, desirable, compliant woman. I've been married twice. I've been divorced twice. Before I was married, I had a long between marriages, I had a long period where I was a player. I wasn't an Israelite, but I was a player. And I had mad skills, and I knew exactly how to attract women. I've always been a good guy, even when I wasn't. And what I mean by that is there were times when I was absolutely a jerk. I was very, very successful financially, and it went to my head. I thought it was all about me, and that worked very well in tracking down women that I wanted to sleep with. So I want to draw a few rules. I want to point out some things that's going to help you improve your odds with women. The guys that come to my channel are good guys. I'm a good guy. I swear, I am. And good guys have a tendency of always showing their best side whenever they're in the company of others, particularly when they're in the company of women. What I want to tell you is that's a massive mistake. A man who wants to have the option of having a lot of women to choose from has to make sure that he's a rare commodity. You cannot be too available. So when one of your friends invites you to hang out with a couple of guys and a couple of girls, your answer should be no. Availability is not good. Never has been. And if women see you and they peep that you're a good guy, they're going to lose their attraction to you. Women don't want good guys. Okay? And when we say that, they don't want guys that act nice. They want good guys, but they want good guys that they perceive as bad guys. They want a guy whose demeanor, and pardon me for saying this, makes them moist. Okay? So, how do you do that? Well, one, you got to make sure you're not readily available, that you're not in their company too often. You know, the Islamic culture does something very intelligent. See, they allow their people to marry up to 4 wives, and we all know that their sultans and sheiks marry as many women as they feel like it. And if they didn't separate the men from the women in their society, the sheiks would have harems with several thousand women, and the average guy would not have a woman at all. So what they did is they separated men and women. And what that did is that protected all the good guys from displaying their good guy behavior. And because the women were separated when they were looking for qualities in a man, when they were talking to their elder women and to their imams, they had to say they were looking for a good guy. And that's all that these people would present to them. So the good guys had a chance of finding a wife, and by following their religious precepts, they were able to maintain leadership in their households. See, because their women had this expectation that they're going to be slightly dominated by their men as a matter of religious principle, and it works very well. Women fall in line, and men are protected from their nice tendencies. If these men were allowed to freely associate with women, they would display that they were softies, and these women would be unattracted to them. Simple as that. So there is much to be learned from the Islamic culture. Now, we don't live in an Islamic society, and most of the people that come here are Israelites. But one of the things that we can take from their example is to make sure that we maintain some level of separation between men and women. If you go to a social gathering and the women are on one side and you're over here, you should stay with the guys. Most of the guys should stay with the guys. Going over to the women to run game might work for the one guy that has game, but for the other guys that maybe minus a few points on their game, it's going to ruin it. So you have to have an agreement that whatever the socialization is, it's going to be controlled. Now, when you're interacting with women, a great thing to do is to play competitive games and to put your competitive jerk face on. When women see you compete and they see that, well, you're not really a nice guy. You know, she was looking at you from across the room and she said, he's a nice guy. Now, of course, she's smiling when she says it, but she's saying, I'm not going to be interested in him. He's a nice guy. But when she sees that you're a jerk while you're playing a game and you're dominating her and the other women and the other men in the group, she's going to have a frown. Don't be disheartened by that. That frown will turn upside down when she starts thinking about you. She's like, he's competitive. He likes to dominate. Damn, he's attractive. That's the way it works, guys. You've got to control yourselves. You have that urge to demonstrate that you are a nice guy. And look, I get it. When you look at women, they're beautiful. And their demeanor is much less aggressive than ours. So you feel like she's an angel and you want to take care of her. And that's a beautiful feeling, but it's not a practical one. If the Most High made women less attractive than they are, if we knew what they were thinking, a lot of them would be dead. They are not men, and they have a different method of thinking about people, the world, and what's in their best interest. And if you knew how they thought, it would horrify you. So you need to protect yourself from what you don't intuitively know about women by controlling your availability. So guys, I may do another one of these after I get some feedback and continue this discussion. In the meantime, if you like it, please do share it. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thank you.